everybody. Welcome. Live painting tonight. Live painting in the shop. Welcome to Dixie Belle's Instagram and Facebook page. Hello everybody, my name is Tracy. I am the owner of Tracy's Fancy and I'm a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. Please say hello when you come on. I join you right here, or you join me, or we join each other at 7 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday nights for what I call Whimsical Wednesday. I'm a furniture artist and teacher, guide, coach, encourager, all those things. But I have a little bit of a whimsical side as far as my style of furniture. Thank you, baby. And so that's why we call it Whimsical Wednesday. It's not always super whimsical though. And tonight is not that whimsical, but we have a touch of it. So it's right here behind me. Dixie Belle is usually with us. They monitor the lives while I'm working to help answer questions or anything that you might need to know or want to ask or anything like that. They're behind the scenes as well. And then also I have someone that works with me on my team as well who's there to share links and things like that in case she needs to help direct anyone to anything specific. So please say hello. Do we have people joining, babe?
We do.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody.
Matt is here. Matt's my husband. He's behind the scenes and he just helps me out on Wednesday nights so that I can turn around and really give my attention to what I'm doing, and then he can watch comments, and that way he is your voice. So please, please, please speak out, say hello. Let me know if there's something specific I'm not doing, or if you'd like to see it a little bit better, if he needs to move the camera in, something like that. Just be vocal, say hello to each other. Let us know if you have any questions at all while I am painting. So tonight's project, I am using silk paint. So what is silk paint? Silk paint is one of the lines that Dixie Belle carries. So Dixie Belle started out with their chalk mineral paint, which is an all-natural paint. Something on my shirt. They're located out of Florida, by the way, and it's an all-natural paint with low VOCs. It is chalk mineral clay based and very, very highly pigmented. One of the first chalk mineral based paints on the market that came with so much pigmentation with the brighter colors, which I love because that's my style, is to usually use brighter colors. So that's my that has been the paint that I've worked with them for now for about 4 years. I don't remember how long ago they introduced silk line to the paint and silk is another line that has less colors than the chalk all-in-one mineral paint, and they have sort of a like a what do they call it? They're Hampton. I think they call them Hampton. It's their Hampton line. So it's very beachy, zen vibe, very natural. Lighter colors like grays and blues and ivories, and they do have a black, they do have a bold blue, some greens, duck egg, all those sorts of colors. So it is a softer tone paint, and it's also their all-in-one paint, so that's what really sets it apart from the other paint line. So especially if you are a beginner painter, or you're not interested in doing a lot of layering, or you're not interested in being super, super artistic, but you want a really pretty finish, a silky finish. The chalk mineral paint gives a very flat finish that you can then leave flat, or you can wax, or you can top coat, or any of those sorts of things. Whereas the silk paint is an all-in-one. It's got a built-in blocking primer, then it's got the paint in it as well, and then it also has like a single layer of top coat all built into one jar, so you can just paint and then stop there, or you can build on it if you want. Matt's looking at me like someone has a question.
It's still a chalk paint?
It is a
Silk
chalk.
is a chalk
yes,
paint?
it is still a chalk paint. It's an all-in-one chalk-based all-in-one paint. So yes, that's a good question. That does not require a top coat. Okay, no top coat of any sort. So I'm using it tonight, which is, I don't use that often. So I did post a sign earlier. I think I posted it yesterday, which turned out beautiful. It's already shipped and gone, or I would have loved to have shown that as well, because it was the black silk paint called Anchor, which I love. It's a beautiful, beautiful black. Tonight we're doing this right here behind me. So this is a kind kind of a cabriolet leg on this. It's not a nightstand, it's an end table. It's finished all the way around, so it's a table that works really well to float in a room. Let's say you have a setting like around a fireplace and you've got a recliner and a couch and you need something to be pretty all the way around. This set is finished, this piece is finished all the way around. So we are going to work on just the doors, and as you can see right here, I'm going to try to turn this a little bit so it doesn't fall off the table. I love when we have the opportunity to do this, where we have a finished side and a non-finished side. This right here has this actually has one or two coats. Two coats. This has two coats, and let me show it to you. Matt likes this color, right, babe?
Yeah, I like it.
He likes it. This is called Serenity. Yeah, babe, what's wrong?
Oh, Facebook disappeared for a minute.
Oh.
They're back.
Yeah, freaking out.
Swipe left to reveal comments.
Hold on, guys. Stop moving your finger, babe.
Technical difficulties.
It's the whole thing. Or this way. What'd you do, babe?
It says swipe left.
I know. You got rid of our comments. Wow.
Did I hit that?
I don't think. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, write something in the should pop back up.
Hello? Hold on. Send.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. All right. He's not in trouble. He's okay. He's okay. So this is Serenity right here. And it's crazy because look at the difference in the color of the jar and then right here. So what did I do to prep this? Even though it has a built-in blocking primer, this piece of furniture still had kind of a really high sheen to it. Some of this factory finished furniture, even though I cleaned it with white lightning, sometimes white lightning will strip some of that off a little bit and kind of dull it down, but it had a really slick, what's that furniture company I always refer to? Guys, y'all help me out. Bombay and Company, right? They have that super slick, slick finish. So
yeah, blackberry or black butterfly furnishings just bought a Bombay cabinet in black sands.
And did it in black sands?
She's painting it in black sands.
Oh, good. So yeah, the Bombay has a super high gloss finish that really nothing wants to adhere to really well. So if you're using, so she's using black sands, which is another black. There's two blacks. There's Anchor and black sands in the line. And so she used it in black sands, which is a little bit more of it's a little more like graphite versus like a deep black. Anchor is like a deep black. So what they recommend, you can either prime, which people are like, why do I need a prime? It's got a built-in primer. It's a blocking primer, not like a gripping primer. So what you do is you scuff sand it. So what that means is just get a good sanding block or a furniture sanding pad, and you just want to give it some good elbow scrub all over. Just go over and just kind of break up that shiny surface, and you can see it. You can see it leaving like little scratches in that surface with your sanding paper. That's what you want. You want that to be kind of broken up a little bit, dust it off, and then you can just paint. So that's what I did. There's no primer on this at all. I just scuff sanded first. So this is what it looks like. This is Serenity, and it's beautiful, right? So now let me show you the other color that we're gonna do, because I'm gonna show you how to do a color wash. We're gonna do a color wash, which is sort of a chalk mineral paint thing. We're gonna do a color wash with silk. So this color right here is Harbor. Harbor is one of the blues, and Serenity is like a blue, like a light green from the blue family. So you can see the two right here next to each other. They're very, it's a subtle difference. And we started with this. So I did 2 coats of this right here, and Matt really liked it, but as you can see, it's very flat, right? It's just a super flat finish. This is a WoodUBend mold that I glued in place. And then I am gonna do with you guys right now this color wash in Harbor. So this is what it looks like. All right, so what do you need to do? What do you need to have with you? You just need a brush. In fact, I'm not even using one of our fancy synthetic brushes. I'm just using the premium chip brush. This is the Dixie Belle premium chip brush, because I'm gonna wipe away the finish. I'm not looking for a super smooth finish. This is gonna we're gonna wipe away the finish. So I just need to get a bunch of paint on there. So I'm just using the premium brush. Any brush will work. Any brush will work. You do not need water. You don't need water, but you do need like a wet, smooth cloth or baby wipes. So I love baby wipes. I use a lot of baby wipes. By the way, you guys, you can find your silk paint. You can find your premium chip brushes with my affiliate link. I put my affiliate link at the top of this video. If you're on Instagram, I will post a link when this video is over. I will share my link with you there. Facebook, my link is there. That's my affiliate link. As a brand ambassador, I get like a nice little kickback from them. If you guys follow it over to their site and purchase anything, it actually tells them that Tracey sent you, so they know that I'm like doing my thing. So I appreciate that. You can also find a local retailer. We have retailers across the country, and if you use my link, go over there. There's a search bar that you can put your zip code in, and it'll bring up a list of retailers that are in your area as well. Okay, so
Tiffany wants to know if you paint a kitchen tabletop in silk alone, can you do it alone, or do you need a top coat afterwards?
a kitchen tabletop, I'm gonna tell you, you should top coat it. This jar of paint has, it's like having one coat of our Boss primer in it, plus the paint, plus one coat of gator hide. So it does have like a good primer a good top coat in it, but I would never only put one coat of gator hide on a tabletop. So that's a really good question. I would always put 2 to 3 coats of gator hide on a tabletop. So tabletops are different. You know, they're gonna withstand the most, more than anything that we paint. They still need to be treated differently. So that's a good question. So have your wipes ready, and we're just gonna start putting paint on. You ready? All right, wipes ready. I'm gonna do that. The silk paint, very much like the chalk mineral paint, does start to set up really quickly. Or even, am I like casting shadows or something?
Casting a shadow over the right
Do
side.
I? Okay, well, I'm gonna move away from it. He keeps moving the lighting, and I'm like, what's going on? Am I looking 100 and you're trying to make me look
You should
15?
be good. No, you look fabulous.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so here we go. I've got a bunch of wipes ready. You're gonna need a lot. Have them close by. It starts to set up. It dries a little differently than the chalk mineral paint. Chalk mineral paint dries from the inside out. So you have a little more playtime with the outside of it, where silk paint dries from the outside in, so it starts to set up a skin pretty quickly, and it doesn't like to be messed with while it's drying. So that's the difference between the two. But we're gonna mess with it. We're gonna mess with it anyway, all right? So you would think this would go really quickly because it's a small area, but it changes. Like when I first paint it, if I wipe it back and then I let it dry a little bit, and then you can even wait a little bit longer and then wipe back again, and you just see changes in it. But what I want you to notice before I put paint on it, look at the difference in the tone between this side and this side. So this side is flat. Color is beautiful, but it's flat. This side has a lot of life to it, and it's not just because of the gold. This is the gold wax. It's not just because of the highlighted red or the checkerboard. You can see it here as well. So it's sort of like a blended finish with the chalk mineral paint, but it's a wash. We've done it with a wash because we have found that silk paint doesn't like to blend together real well. You can, but you have to be pretty experienced at blending in order to make it work. It takes some practice. But this, a beginner can do. Anyone can do this, and you still get the same blended look, but it's just with a wash. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get a good angle on Instagram.
Okay. So I want you to see the difference in the tone. Very, very flat, and this one has some life to it. Same here. Same thing. So that's what I want you to really notice. I put it on my Facebook and Instagram today so people could see the difference in the two. So here we go. We're just gonna start putting it on. Now when you're putting it on, you can see that it really doesn't look that different, does it? The colors are very similar, very, very similar. And I'm just gonna make sure that I get in all of the cracks and crevices, just like when we paint or when we wax with the black wax. You wanna make sure that you're getting in all the deep spots because that's where the silk will stay. You're gonna wipe away everything else, but you want it to be down in the cracks and crevices. Oh, I'm gonna try to not get this on my other door. I should probably actually open my door. Hold on. I like this one. It's perfect. It's already perfect. So we'll close that. Let me wipe that off my door. So I don't want that. All right. We'll do that. If anyone comes on late, y'all can ask for me to close. Oh, does that block their view?
Yeah, a little bit.
Aw, shoot. Okay, well, I'm gonna do that. How's
There
that?
you go.
Don't want to be, oh, wrong color. Just
Hey,
put,
what's in there?
what's in where?
Just curious.
What? It's just some of the hardware, although we're still missing that one knob. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do this up here too. Across the top, around the side, trying to avoid my hinges. And like I said, it starts to set up pretty quickly, but we're doing a color wash, so that means we're going to put it on, and then we're going to wash it off. Down here too.
Dr. Nina 1 is looking for a blue-gray color for her bathroom vanity. Do you recommend one?
Oh, we can actually pull out the, are you wanting to use the silk? Is that what you're hoping to use? Yeah, we can pull out the color deck here in just a minute if you'd like. And get a good look. Okay, so let's make sure I've got some on here. Now Matt's got a fan blowing on us, which is really making this set up quickly.
You want me to change
Yeah,
that?
can you turn that, babe? It's really, like really making it set up. He's got a, it's hot as heck out here. All right. So now we're gonna take baby wipes and we're just gonna start wiping this off. And we're gonna use a lot of baby wipes. And you'll notice it'll stop wiping away once it turns blue. So you're gonna have to keep folding and flipping, folding and flipping. And you wanna really rub at this, and you want some of that green Serenity to come through. Once you don't have any more to flip, you wanna go ahead and switch to a new baby wipe. And it depends on the baby wipes that you use, but some baby wipes shed a lot. This one actually leaves quite a few little balls, but once your paint dries, you can kind of go in and knock that off. So see how I'm just kind of working it?
Grapevine Decor says they love watching you create beautiful pieces of
Aw.
artwork with Dixie Belle paint.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You don't use water with silk?
No, you do not use water with silk. In fact, they recommend not using water with silk. You can, but again, it's something that you need to practice with. I don't think they play well together. It's okay. So watch this. See how I want it to match this side. So I want to move some of that harbor color off and expose the Serenity underneath. So we're just allowing ourselves to have like a blended look.
Lisa is sunny and late. She wants to know what's your base coat?
The base coat is Serenity. And now that I've already painted over it, this is what Serenity actually looks like, but it looks very similar to Harbor. They're very close. So if you go back and look at my post today, you can see a before and after of both. A good side-by-side, not a before and after, but a good side-by-side. All right, so I'm just gonna keep going and see how it's looking a little blotchy. You just keep working on it. Just keep getting a new paper towel and just be patient. You're not in a big rush. Just kind of keeping everything damp. I'm gonna go ahead and work on my hinges here for a second. Get those wiped back off.
Fit Geek 74 said, just did my first piece with chalk paint. Was thinking of doing bathroom with silk, but here it's not easy to apply as the chalk paint. I think it's easier.
You think silk is easy? Okay, watch this, guys. So do you see how hard I worked to get that? Now I did one wipe and I did that. So you gotta just let it sit for a minute. Now watch this, watch the difference. Can y'all see that? I don't know if the colors are too close together, but it's really pulling through the Serenity now that it's had some time to sit. And do you see how this kind of, the difference where these two met? That's the problem with doing this half of it before I see you guys and then half of it with you guys. I always end up with a little bit of a, I kind of probably will have to repaint over that. But I'm not looking for a perfect finish right now. You know, I think as far as what she was saying about silk not being easy to apply, it actually is. I think it's easier.
Gotta have a silk brush.
But yeah, having a good brush really does matter. Having a good synthetic brush. And then also, see here, we're getting more green. Look at the amount of green that we've got pulling through. So now, look what's happening here. Do y'all see right here on this edge? We're getting a really good highlight.
Can y'all see that?
Does he need to come in closer?
It looks like you're super zoomed in on Facebook and
So it takes some time. You just got to keep playing with it. Move it in circles. Got a little bit up here. Try to get that off. And just relax and just keep you could actually take off almost all of it if you wanted to, but I on purpose want to just slowly start bringing that through and leave the dark color in the edges. And then we'll close that other door in just a second and compare one side to the other. It's a lot easier when you do it at the same time. It's a little bit more difficult when I do half of it and then go live with you guys and try to do the other half to get a good match. But I think it's just a personal preference. You know, I don't use silk that often, so I'm much more comfortable with the chalk mineral paint, but the silk paint I do believe is an easier paint for beginners. All right, so let's do, let's go over here and do this leg. Let's get this leg done. It's all in Serenity. So now we're gonna put the blue on top of it.
Maggie May says it looks like it's been bleached out from the sun.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. Oh, there was a spider. Ah! Yeah, it really does give it a good washed look. And I just think that a lot of people kind of shy away from it with silk. I see a lot of people just doing one color finishes with silk paint, and I'm like, I wanted to try it. I was like, I want to see if I can wash with it, and it works. All right, I'm immediately taking it back off, and it seems like a waste, but I mean, if you want a multi-layered look, you are gonna use more product. Any other questions, babe?
Maggie May says it's really beautiful. Is that a buffet she's using the paint on? Is that an end table?
It's an end table. Yeah, it's an end table. So we'll let that sit for just a second, and then I'm going to come back to it. So let's close this.
Reinvented Delaware says, I love the two-tone look. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we have this little part right here. Do you think they can see that in the camera?
Yes.
That's kind of bugging me. That is bugging me. So I think I'm going to go right ahead, and I'm just going to use my finger here. I'm just going to apply a little bit of, let's see, maybe I'll use this. A little bit of the Serenity in the middle. And then I'll go back and do that all at once. I'm just kind of rubbing this in. So I'm going to jack this up a little bit, but that's okay. And I'll go back and do a wash over just this middle part. Just kind of feathering it into both sides. Just covering up. Well, I may not even need to. Look, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look good already? So we'll see how that dries. There we go. That was easy and forgiving. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this baby white one more time, a new one. And I'm gonna try to take a little bit more off right here.
What are some other color combinations that would work well together?
I think, honestly, I would stay away from contrasting colors. So I wouldn't do like black and white, especially if you're new. If you think that this is something you could do easily, then go for it. But the more they are similar in color, now I don't think like beige on beige is gonna do real well. You know, I wouldn't use like sandcastle and salt water. That's not gonna show. You need them to be able to see enough of a difference in them, but as similar as possible. I think I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna do any more.
I think that's good. Amber loves the middle piece. Where'd you get that?
Okay, this is a WoodUBend piece. It's I don't know if Dixie Belle's out of stock on them, but just follow my link. Oh, that's Amber Demakowitz.
Yeah.
Just follow my link over, Amber, and check out Dixie Belle's WoodUBends and see if they have them in stock. Sorry, I have a little piece up there I need to get rid of. Hi, Amber, by the way. All right. That's it. So since we have, look at what I'm doing. Since we've already wiped it down and it's dry, like that's totally dry. So guess what that means? That means we can keep going. So let me close up these lids because I'm done with that. That's the end of that. That's a wash, you guys. You would do the same thing on the side. So I've already done this side, actually. This side's already done, but I'm not going to turn and do the other side because it's kind of boring. But see, same thing. Can you see this really well? See the difference here and all over? I just washed the whole thing in Harbor on top of Serenity and then just wiped it all back with baby wipes. So that's the whole thing. All right, let me grab my color deck real quick. I'll be right back. And let's talk about, we're going to move on. We're going to do the little medallion in the middle. I'm going to, baby. Just give me a second.
Don't fall out of your chair.
My chair. We're going to move on and do the medallion as well, okay? So let's see. Let's look at some colors. Someone was asking for did she say a blue-gray? Like a blue-gray for her bathroom cabinets? It's okay, babe. I think she was asking for a blue-gray, which I think Quiet Cove is a little blue and darker. So this is Quiet Cove right here, which is more blue, but it does have gray tendencies. And then the one right next to it is Bay Breeze, which is a very, very light blue-gray, super light blue-gray. So I don't know if you're wanting to go darker blue-gray or lighter blue-gray, but those two look pretty good.
Are you going to do anything to the sides?
You know, guys, that's a good question.
I think you should leave it simple.
Yeah, I really, really, really struggle with that. I wanted to do black and white stripes on the skirt. I wanted to do black and white stripes on this trim. And then on the side, I wanted to alternate the Harbor and Serenity, Harbor Serenity stripes or something. But I have to tone it down sometimes. And I thought this was fun enough. And then I think I'm going to do something on the inside.
Could you go over the names, the colors, please?
Yes, this is...
Oh, I'm sorry. Laura, were you asking about the paint swatches she has or the colors on the piece?
Here are, by the way, guys, we're not doing black right now, but here's 3 blacks. This is Anchor, Black Sands, and Deep Sea. So they're all 3 a black. Very subtle difference. This one's my favorite, but this is something that someone else had just used, Black Sands.
The one on the right looks blue to me.
It is. It has a blue tendency, it's called Deep Sea. So it's like a midnight, like a midnight color.
She wanted to know what colors you have on the piece.
Yes, that is Serenity is underneath. Serenity is underneath, and I color washed it on top with Harbor. So Serenity is this color. It's like a bluish green, not blue green. It's like a duck egg blue, but to me it's kind of green.
Frankie Cosmo wants to know what colors you'd recommend for a beginner.
Out of this line, out of the silk line, let me see. I'm gonna go with Serenity, the color that you like so much on this piece, right, babe? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Serenity. It's not a white, it's not a gray, it's not a black. Black is a little strong. I think Serenity, but I also love this color, y'all. This color right here, this pink color. It looks like a tea rose, but it's called conch, like a conch shell. Hampton Olive is really pretty. Hampton Olive. So.
Oh, Emily spotted your clock.
Who did? Emily who?
Let's see here.
Yes, I'm working.
Emily Robin Fuller.
I'm working on a clock, Emily. I sure am. I'd say Serenity or conch, either one of these for a beginner.
Monica wants to know. Oh, never mind.
Never
She
mind.
was answering someone else's question.
She wants to know. Never mind. Okay, baby, will you go put that in the sink and water? I think there's a bucket in the sink. Thank you. Okay, so next I'm gonna pull out white cap.
How would you adhere the pill and stick to a cabinet?
A pill and stick to a cabinet. Pill and stick.
Is that like a transfer?
Oh, the transfers?
Or is she talking about your little checks there?
That?
Is that
Y'all be more clear on what you're asking, please, and we can answer that for you. I painted that. I'm not sure what she's talking about. Okay, so babe, will you go put that brush in some water before we forget? And let me show you that I am about to use white cap, but there's actually several options for a white. So,
Nita wants to know where she can buy this brand.
oh, so it's a Dixie Belle paint brand, and I have a link on this video, like right here. It's either above it or below it. If you read the paragraph that says join Tracy's Fancy for Whimsical Wednesday, and then you go down and it'll say, this is my link, my affiliate link. Click here and you can order it online, and you can order it online. And I actually think that right now they have sample packages that they put together so you can try it and see if you like it. It's 2 small jars together in one package, and they just have done that. So I think that you have 2 options of 2 different colors that you can order to give it a try and see if you like the feel of the paint. Okay, so here is whites, and here are off-whites. So these are not what I want to talk about right now. I want to talk about their whites, which these are them right here. We are using saltwater, which is this one right here. There's also Endless Shore, White Cap, Saltwater, and Oyster. So you can see this line has very subtle differences in their colors, but they all come from a different, some may have a gray background, some may have a brown background, some may have a yellow background. They all come from a different tone.
Frankie wants to know if you recommend using gold leaf, and the stick and peel question earlier was for wallpaper.
Oh, for wallpaper on your furniture? If it's peel and stick, I guess you can I don't have a lot of experience with that. You can just peel and stick it. We had a peel and stick for my office, and it didn't work. We put it up, and then the next morning we got up and it had all fallen off of the wall. So we had to use wallpaper paste on our peel and stick wallpaper and put it back up. So that's my experience with peel and stick. That was not fun. Okay, so this is white cap, you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the center right here. Just got a little angled brush. I'm only going to do 1 coat. I don't even actually want it to be very thick because I want it to go ahead and dry pretty quickly. So I'm going to highlight my little...
Did you answer the gold leaf question?
Oh, what was the gold leaf question? I'm sorry.
Do you recommend using gold leaf?
I love gold leaf. I love it. I use it a lot, and I used it on a nightstand that I just finished and will be showing on my blog this Sunday. Every Sunday I send out an email to anyone on my email list, which if you would like to go to my website, you can go to traceysfancy.com and sign up and get on my email list. And every Sunday, but no more, just once a week, I will send you an email of my latest project, and then it'll send you a link to the blog. And so I have a blog that I go into full detail this week about, and we actually gold leafed on that blog. But that's, that's a different type of technique. It's not painting. But if you're wanting to use paint like this right here, I actually, most of the time I use gold mousse, which I love their gold mousse. But this is actually you can see how reflective it is. It's gorgeous. And it's the Gilding Wax in gold. That's what I used here. And I just put it on with my finger. We're actually going to do that together here in just a minute. What time is it, babe?
7:40.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to let that dry. We're going to let that dry. Let's go ahead and let's start adding a little bit of color. So I wanted to have more than just the 2 colors, even though I like this, but you could stop here. Now, you know how we've talked about in the weeks past, you just need to know where to stop. And if you like, every piece started out with 1 color, then you can add your next color, which was a wash. And then if your heart still says, I need more, then you can go, well, what else can I do? Well, I love turquoise and reds. So I wanted to add red. Well, red doesn't really go in the Hampton colors of silk very well. So I pulled out my chalk mineral paint, and I'm using Honky Tonk Red. And that's how I got all these really cool highlights. So we are gonna do some highlights around the piece, not here yet because I haven't done the checks yet. We'll do the checks over on my page in just a little bit. So this is Honky Tonk Red. It is a true Christmas Santa Claus red. And I'm using a tiny, 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 tiny little pointer brush. This is called a pointer brush. And that's what I'm using to get in the little cracks and crevices because I don't want to do a lot of red. I just want to do a touch of red. So I'm just putting a little bit in on my little pointer brush. And I'm going to go right up here. This is where you're probably going to need to get close, baby.
All right, give me a sec.
Super detailed. While he's getting set up, I have what's normally my Mr. bottle. Actually, I'm gonna pour my water into a little bowl here. And I have another little, this is a makeup brush that I got at Target. It's an E.L.F eyeshadow brush that I got for $3 at Target. And we're gonna use it as well. Because we're working in such a tiny area. Dixie Belle has some amazing blending brushes, like the Best Dang Wax brush. They also have La Petite brush, which I love for blending, and they shadowing and shading. And they also have the French tip brush. But this is too tiny. I need it to be little bitty. That light came unplugged, babe.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. All right, so I think he's done. So we've got a little bit of red. I'm just gonna put it right in the little crack and crevice like that, just like that. Just a little bit right in the little deep parts. Maybe I'll drag a little bit over the top, a little bit over the top.
Cindy says the highlights look silver, not gold on mine.
Oh, really? It just depends on everybody's own digital monitor. And sometimes, my gosh, I swear, sometimes you'll have a piece and it'll be purple and someone will be like, nope, that's blue is blue all day. And I'm like, it's purple.
Does silk distress easily?
I have never distressed silk. So that I don't know. I do not know. Honestly, I don't know. It's a good question. I would think you would need to do it pretty quickly within.
Should I grab some sandpaper and start rubbing on that?
No, I don't want this distressed. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little makeup brush and I'm just dipping it into the water. Just getting it wet, and then I'm going to take off most of it. I don't want it to be drippy. Take off most of the water on my microfiber rag. And I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to kind of rub back and forth on this chalk mineral paint here. I'm just activating it with a little bit of water. So I'm not really rubbing the paint around. I'm just activating it with the water and getting it to start moving because I want it to just be like a shadow. Of shade. And we will be using baby wipes again.
What brush did you use to paint the blue? Silk brush?
The original I did my Silk Mini, and I used my Chip Premium brush to apply the Harbor over the top of it. Okay, so now I'm going to get a little wipe. I don't really need to do this, but I'm going to take off what's on the front of that. And I like the rest of it. Maybe it's a little heavy over here. So I just artistically want to just kind of move my wipe in like that and kind of move some of that off of there. But we're going to be covering that with gold anyway, so you don't have to get too wigged out about it. So again, I've got my little pointer brush. I'm going to take it up inside here. I'm going to make sure I get up in those little cracks and crevices just like that. And over here, anywhere there's a deep low point like that. And then you don't really need to drag around the whole thing because you're going to do that with this brush. Again, wet your brush, kind of wipe it out on your little rag here and get in here and just kind of deliver some water. Bring it around just like this. Remember, you can wipe away any excess that you get. Stay real close to your mold like that. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around my mold. This is what keeps something from looking like it's just stuck on and more like it belongs there. That's the difference. Now, while this has got kind of red on it, I'm going to go ahead and just run it kind of all over. Not real heavily, just while I've got a little bit of red on. I just want to give a hint all over. And then I'll pick up my wipe again. I'll come over here where I've got a little much out here. I'm just going to kind of blot it. Wipes are amazing, right? Just amazing. Kind of run it just like that. Okay, so now if I already had my black and white checks done, I would then pop open my little can of literally gold, my little can of gold, which looks just like this. This is the Gilding Wax in gold, okay? And I'm going to just scrape out a little bit of it. This is how I work. I scrape it out with my screwdriver. I put it on my hand. That's how I do things. And I put a little bit on my finger, and I would go up here and just start applying it like that.
I'm gonna have to go buy new screwdrivers.
Oh, babe. Your screwdrivers work just fine in gold, tipped in gold. They're all tipped in gold. Okay, just like this. And then you've got this little pretty little frame. I'm just running it with my fingertip around the edges, just catching all of that. And I'm not gonna do this. This has also a gold ring around it, but I'm gonna wait until we're gonna hop over to my page and do the middle of this. So I'm gonna wait and do that. But I kind of did it, I rub it off on my finger and just kind of do it in here too. Just like that. A little messier. And then I'm going to take my little eyeshadow brush that I had and rub it out really dry on my microfiber rag. And I'm going to use the stuff that I have on my hand. And I'm going to go into those areas that I was in with the red. And I'm just going to touch it. You don't have to, you barely rub this at all. Just get in there where that red is. And I only dipped that once, just to kind of give like a little casting glow of the gold around it. Now, while that's on here, we haven't done any of this red, like it's all up in the, but it's the exact same process. Put a tiny bit of red on, get up in here where you want it, and just start working it out. Then when it's time to start adding your gold, you can just take your little tiny brush here and just real lightly start running it around your edges like this. Just real small, very subtle. So now on a larger piece of furniture, I would do this with my La Petite, or sometimes I would use my finger, but this is just a small piece. So I'm trying to keep it, you know, more subtle. And I just kind of stand back, get up here in the corner, rub it on the corner like this. It's just like a mini version of the dusting brushes that we use already. Is it picking up in the light, Matt?
Frankie Cosmo wants to know what's your website or email.
traceysfancy.com. If Debbie is still on, Debbie should be able to share my link.
Debbie's on Facebook. I don't know if she's on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram, traceysfancy.com. Also, if you're on Instagram, if you go to my link in bio, there will be a link for my website as well. Thank you for asking. TRACEYS, Tracey's, TRACEYSFANCY.com. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of red to this too. This other door, I did some red all over. But for right now, since I've got gold on my hand, I'm just kind of showing y'all how I add the gold shimmer. But I'm going to actually go back and add red as well. But for right now, we're just kind of showing you how I do these little small areas. But it already, look how much life it's adding already. So much life. And this right here is where the hardware will go. So I'm just kind of scrubbed it in that area, naturally where the hardware would be. Okay.
What kind of blue paint is that?
It's called silk paint, and this is actually two colors. It's Serenity is the base, and Harbor is what is a washed on top. It's a wash.
You can see the two colors.
We're just bringing out all of the accents. I mean, look how much there is, guys. There's so much. There's this layer, then there's this layer, then there's the curve layer, then there's this little rim under here, then there's the edge here. There's so much to work with. So much to work with. I'm getting ahead of myself here because I'm doing gold and I shouldn't be. I should be doing red next, but we don't have time to get into the red right now.
Pro Whip says it looks like a Disney scene.
Oh, how sweet. I love that. That makes my whimsical heart very happy. Thank you. Like it's going to come to life and start singing. That's what I like. I like my furniture, my inanimate object furniture to look like it has a personality, and that it, you know, sings and dances at night while you're sleeping. Is that creepy? Kind of creepy.
A
little creepy? Too creepy for you, huh? Okay, so that looks pretty good for now.
Gail just came on, says, just got in. Did you paint the checkers by hand?
Yes, I did. And we are going to go do that right now over on Tracy's Fancy because my time is up. If you want to stick around here on Dixie Belle, one of my friends, Emily from Weathered Hearts Design, is going to be going live next. And I don't know what she's doing tonight, but she's a doll. We worked together here last week and we had so much fun. You guys were so nice to us. Thank you for being there with us. So that's it so far. I hope y'all are, can y'all see like all the pores on my face? Yes. All the wrinkles, can you see? So I hope you learned something. I hope you learned about silk paint, the all-in-one paint, how easy it is to work with, and that you don't have to just do one solid color. It's a great paint for that. But if you want to take it up in the next level, you really can get like a blended look without actually blending it, just doing a wash and a white back. We call it a wash. So
what is the name of the gold?
It is their Gilding Wax in gold.
Okay.
Gilding Wax in gold. A little pot of gold. It smells good. It's got essential oils in it. Is that it, babe?
Thanks, Valerie.
Are we good?
I think we're good.
What time is it?
It is 10 till 8.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, guys. Well, thank y'all so much. This was a lot of fun. I should be done with this piece pretty soon. And I'll be sharing it online on my social media pages. Dixie Belle, thank you so much for having me as always and for all of your amazing products. And I'm going to hop on over to my page and we will see you guys either over there or I will see you next Wednesday, okay? Y'all take care. Thank you. Bye.